Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Is that it? Testing. Testing.
It's this one. It's this mic right here.
Is it?
Hello, hello. Oh yeah, yeah. You got it maxed out. See how it keeps going red? Bring it down. Just right. There we go. There we go. There we go.
All right, folks, we're back.
Full.
Late again because of old men fumbling with technology, same as ever. We decided at about 10 seconds to go before turning on, we should start messing with stuff. It's a terrible idea, but we did it anyway. And we are here now, fresh off of Gen Con.
Hell yeah.
Gen Con 2026, where we all had great games. My Heroes game with the data center, the big data center, that was a hit. What players particularly like about my game is that you could take the robot apart. He's nowhere near. He's not. If he was somewhere convenient, I'd grab him right now. But they liked that you could, when you shoot it and fought it, pieces would fly off of it. That was pretty cool. Charlie's, but the biggest one out of all of us this year was Charlie's Cliffside. And as you know, you've seen since from the beginning of that, just how it came about, and it was worth all of the effort. It was a really big hit.
Yeah, it came out as it was a great centerpiece for the room. Because it was vertical, it was so visible.
Yes.
And we at the very beginning, I don't know where. We've got a ton of pictures posted across social media.
Oh yeah, just watch it on our Instagram channel, on Facebook, and our YouTube. I posted it on all three.
Yeah, but I set the Cliffside up on the door, or on the table closest to the door, right to the door to the room, out from. With it facing the doorway, so that when people walked by outside, they saw it, and it drug a lot of people. A lot of people came into the room and checked out our stuff, and learned about Team Argonaut. And so it was great marketing tool. It worked good, and I think I'm gonna lean into that a little more for next year, where I like the way that worked. It's good to show off, and that's what pulls people in. The Argonaut's got a lot of visibility. My games all went great, and I think so everybody knew I was pretty behind. I mean, my terrain was on point, but as far as actual game wise, mechanics, balancing, play testing, I was way behind on it. And to be being honest here, I was worried to death about it. Hey Connor, how's it going, man? Thanks for coming through.
Hey, same to you, War Dog.
Special
shout out to War Dog. Thank God you're here.
You know what? I say we give War Dog a round of applause.
Yeah, War Dog. Welcome home, buddy. But
glad to have you back, and glad to have you as well, Connor. Go ahead, Charlie.
I was worried to death about my game. I didn't have it. The mechanics and all that fully fleshed out. I didn't have the big bad guy, statted out. I wasn't real sure because, like I said, I said from the all my through the prep, the way I work, I kind of muddle it all together in my head and just vomit it out. I think college taught me that. That you just pack it all in your head, and then the day of show, the day of the test, you just vomit it back out, and it comes out however.
Who needs to retain anything?
Yeah,
cramming will get you through life just fine, and your head won't be full of facts and knowledge and all that shit that just gets in the way of a good time.
But I literally, I'd say 75% of the work done on my campaign was done in my head. And that was it. I had the basics on paper. I had the character sheets, which thank God because I make you make pre-generated characters for your adventures, and you bring them, and that's, you know, who they choose from. And my pre-generated characters, you know, were pretty damn good. And they worked out well. And basically, once I got to the convention and started running, I think what helped was the players at Gen Con. The players are good, and so as a DM, that helps you because they know what they're doing, and you're like, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, try that, and you allow them to control the story, which is what you're supposed to do anyway. But it worked out really well. The time wise, the first team never even went into any of the caves. The second team went into one cave briefly, and then the third game, they went up and through the caves. And so it allowed me, like, while it was like playtesting almost, it allowed me to kind of build that idea of what happened in those caves in that final battle, you know, a little bit closer each game. And then by my final game, when they made it to the end, it was just epic. It was one of the best role-playing game or, you know, experiences I've had at Gen Con. They clapped for me at the end. It was so cool because I put a cool twist ending. I had a cool twist ending at the end, and that literally came to me in the moment on the second game. And then in the third game, I was able to capitalize on that and kind of gear it towards that twist ending, and it came out beautiful. But yeah, so that was Justin and I's game, and the other guys, Mike, who runs 5th edition, he had a real nice setup. He had some real nice terrain. It was basically a big, it was like a prairie field with a little bunker in the center, and the players were in the bunker in the center and had to survive an onslaught of, what were they, lizard men?
It was a group of dwarves, a squad, or a group of dwarves. I think it's probably about 10 or 12 of them, and then along with the player character group had to hold off, hordes and hordes of lizards. Yeah, and it was a really cool set. I mean, it had the little, I guess, barricade fort type thing set up, and then under that there was a reveal, and we have found over the years that the reveal, the players love that a lot. So we try to incorporate it whenever we can. Yeah, but you take the top off, and below it would be, you know, the basement or the lower level of this fortification, and it had a dragon egg in it. You know, that's what they were really guarding, I guess. I never did play the game. It was a beautiful game. I just have no idea what the story is.
Yeah. But it had that thing where they fight for the first half of the game, and then the second half of the game they realized there was a hidden door that they had missed or whatever, and they finally open that hidden door. He removes the top, and it exposes a basement, you know, another level on the board that they got to fight in. And that reveals really, really good. It's a really good tactic. Voiceless, thanks for coming through, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Hit that like button if you don't mind.
And subscribe.
Yep.
We'll love you forever.
We don't post a whole lot. We're trying to go live once a week on Sundays. Hang out, talk about gaming. We do a lot of crafting. I plan on doing a lot of crafting. I don't know how much we're actually going to do today. I might do a little bit, but we basically bullshit about gaming and go through the crafting process of building terrain for our different games. But like right now, we're talking about Gen Con. We just finished Gen Con 2026 in Indianapolis. We ran games, our whole group ran games there. And Mike, who ran that. I know he had a name for it. It was like a big
something
deal.
Keep. Yeah.
Then we had
Blackwell Keep.
Then we had Donnie. My nephew Donnie ran for the first time at Gen Con. He hands love you long time. Poor dog. They might be far behind. My nephew Donnie ran for the first time at Gen Con. He's been an excellent GM for as long as I've known him. And finally got him locked in and made him do it. He did it this year. He spent literally a good portion of the previous year hand sculpting all of his terrain, his monsters, everything. He hand sculpted. He does like sculpting, like clay sculpting and all that, where he handmade all of his stuff, man. It's absolutely amazing. Are any of these photos on teamargonaut.net? You know,
I don't know about teamargonaut.net. I have, they should be though. But I have been posting them on Instagram and Facebook and our YouTube channel as well.
Yeah. You like the backdrop, man?
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Intro.
This is real. That's not a backdrop. It's real.
Yeah. Yep. See, the Gen Con dice right here. They come off.
It's all AI.
It's not just you. It's AI.
It's all AI. I don't even have any friends in real life. These guys are fake.
The real question.
Dvid.ai.
If I'm AI, that makes me Where's all my money?
But yeah, but Donnie handmade a bunch of his stuff. It's awesome, amazing. He ran a, what did he call it? A rogue?
A roguelike, which is just, that goes way over my head, but I guess people understand what that is. A roguelike adventure is basically, it was people, the party going through a hedge maze, trying to find something.
Yeah.
It's another game we didn't play, unfortunately. But yeah, that's what it was. With going through the hedge maze, facing various sculpted, awesome-looking plants, animals, various things. He made a bunch of plant figures. Just he's created them in his head. They'll be holding rifles, having squirrels up in trees, holding guns, and it was crazy. Like I said, check out our YouTube page or Instagram for some of the photos.
Do you have photos on that computer?
I could probably find them. Yes. Would I be able to easily post them here?
Yeah, you could put them up. You can put them up pretty easy. But yeah, we might do that next week. Run through. We'll get all the pictures together and run through them. And,
right.
We'll get a good stream of pictures of all the different terrain that we had, and run them on the next time we go live stream. But like you said, they're posted all over our Instagram, our Facebook
and YouTube,
and our YouTube. So yeah, definitely check out our Instagram, check out our Facebook, and it's all Team Argonaut.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
It's all Team Argonaut with no S. If you look up Team Argonaut Gaming, you'll probably find us.
Right. Yeah, our logo.
Yeah.
Ooh, we need to slap that up somewhere. Oh, we do. You did. I think you did.
I put one right here.
Right.
Right above the dead Kennedy stake. That thing's worth money. But yeah, it was an awesome weekend. Awesome weekend.
But in addition to me, Charlie, and Donnie, we also had my other fellow superhero guy, Bob, who also spent a whole year making the terrain for his game. He had a construction yard that he 3D printed the whole thing down to the fire hydrants, and down to, if you knocked over the fire hydrant, he had even 3D printed a little water spout to put on there, crazily enough. He also had a disco floor made out of, I don't know, they look like 2-inch hexes that all linked together, and whenever you touched, they all lit up, and whenever you touched one, it would change the colors of what color the lighting was on the floor. And then for the final scene was what did he call it?
Oh, yeah,
cyclotron. It wasn't a cyclotron.
No, it's the Tesla coil.
The Tesla coil.
Yeah.
With awesome, spectacular, double-tiered, spherical, cool-looking thing. You ought to look it up. And on top of Bob was another one that this is his first year with us. When me and Charlie started running games at Gen Con, Bob and his family chose our game to play, and they played it and loved it. And he had played Heroes years ago, and it inspired him to start running a campaign again. And then, which further inspired him into running games at Gen Con.
Yeah.
I played his game last year. It was really cool, and asked if he wanted to join the team. He gladly did, and he's our tech guy. He's the one that created TeamArgonaut.net, the web page. If you haven't been there, go check it out. It's over here at TeamArgonaut.net, and if you don't want to type it in, you have the QR code over in the corner right below Teddy. The QR code will take you directly there. He's the one that made that website. Man, and on top of those guys, we had Tooth back again, Mike the Tooth, who ran his homebrew game. He ran
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, Cyberpunk.
He did
Cyberpunk
Cthulhu mix kind of thing.
Right. And he had a good time. People loved his game as well.
That was really popular. He said, I guess, a lot of, because you have a lot of cross fandom between Cyberpunk and Cthulhu people. So like combining those two hit both of them. His game was real popular.
Oh, sweet.
They were real excited for that type of mixture.
Right.
So that does sound pretty damn
Yeah,
cool.
It does sound pretty cool. And it
You're
went
like
over
dealing
well.
with Cthulhu stuff, but you have like implant tech, tech implants
Mhm.
and all that crazy shit too.
We also had as well as Tooth, we had a couple other first-time game masters at Gen Con. We had Becky, Mike T's wife, who ran a thing called Quest Giver, and it's more of a social role-playing game. She based it off the TV show Taskmaster. It's a British TV show. I've never seen it or heard of it until she brought it up. But that is one of the games I played, and it was neat. It was a really cool game. She ran it. She had a really good time. There was a couple that played in her first game on Thursday morning, and who were podcasters themselves, and they in a later podcast they mentioned Becky's game. They'd had a terrible start. They had a little bit of bad things, lame things happen to them at the beginning of their Gen Con, and they were kind of brought down a little bit by that. But then they played Becky's game, and it turned their mood completely around. They were the TV show Taskmaster fans themselves, so it turned it around, turned their bad mood around, made them and they had a good time. We also had Kate, who is Becky's friend, and she ran a Bluebeard's Bride game. Never heard of the system.
I know the description for it. It sounded wild. It sounded like
it sounded like each of the characters were ghosts in somebody's head or something like.
Yeah, but it was like an intrigue mystery kind of deal.
Right.
Sounds kind of fun.
I wish like hell that I play tested them. The plan was to play test everybody's games, but
time just flew by, man. It's so
man, when
crazy.
you procrastinate till the last 2 months to do anything,
it's amazing how much you miss.
Yeah, you miss a lot of stuff.
But
that's mostly Charlie's fault.
No, I'll take equal responsibility. I'm the event organizer for this thing. So yeah, like I said, everybody had a good time. My God, I'm not forgetting anybody, am I? That was everybody.
Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was everybody because there were what, 7 of us?
8 of us.
8 of us. So we had me, Charlie, Justin, Mike Tooth, Donnie, and Becky, and what's her name?
Kate, and Bob.
Bob. Yeah. So we had those 8. So I mean, it's pretty wild considering 3 years ago it was just me and Justin.
Yeah.
And we decided to start growing this, and
we doubled and doubled.
Yeah, we doubled and doubled. And then this year we have, at the end of Gen Con this year, we met at Gen Con this year. We met a new dungeon master, Kathleen.
Melanie.
Melanie.
Yeah,
Melanie.
she approached
I'm terrible
us.
with
A
names,
couple
I'm sorry.
people actually approached us, but one really wanted to join the Argonauts, and we really wanted her to join as well. Her name is Melanie,
Yep.
and I believe
She runs 5th edition.
yeah, 5th
D&D.
edition D&D, and she is also a crafter, a very good one.
Yep.
I believe I'm pretty sure I posted her pictures up as well. She had like a little
Welcome unknown.
I know.
yeah. Hey, what's going on?
How's it going, man? Thanks for coming through.
But as I said, Melanie had a thing that, because she had to run around Gen Con with her, transporting her terrain around. She had to kind of she had to make it to where it's easy to transport, and it all like unfolded and came out. And
Yeah, she built her I don't know if she did it for this one, but she was showing me pictures where she'll build terrain sets that are in a suitcase. You get an old suitcase and you open it up and you build everything in there, and you can just close the suitcase and take it with you.
Right.
Where she's like, you just set down the suitcase and open it up, and all your terrain or whatever, everything's right there ready to play. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
she's got some good ideas.
Yeah, she's definitely going to be a valued member of the team.
It's going to be cool.
She had, my particular favorite of the stuff that I posted was her river. She had a river that went into a waterfall off the table onto the ground, and the river was made out of I don't know if it was silk, but it was definitely a shiny material.
Yeah.
That glimmered real good, and kind of it looked like waves, or of a waterfall or a river, stuff like that. It was really neat.
Yeah, she used the edge of the table as a waterfall. It was awesome. But we've got her locked in as a new one. I think we could probably handle it. Add one more. It'd be nice to go into next year's Gen Con, with 10.
Yeah, with 10 it would be.
Uh,
And part of what their draw to us was for both of the people that inquired was being in one place all Gen Con, and that is invaluable, especially when you're terrain builders like us.
Yeah.
Because up until 2 years ago, we'd have to our stuff would have to be easily transported into the wagon, and then throw it in the back of Pam, our unspoken member behind the scenes, who's our transportation specialist. She would be running it back and forth from one hotel back home, or one hotel to the next one, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that is a pain. At worst, it limits you into the scope of what you can make, because your stuff not only has to look good, it's got to be durable and transportable. And that's a hard combo sometimes to keep all together. And when you get one room like we have last year and this year, it's you take your stuff there, drop it off once, and then you leave it there all weekend. It's great.
Yeah. And having that one designated room to be able to work in all weekends, it's invaluable. It's invaluable. And it's a good location. I like the location, at least.
Oh yeah, it is a great location.
A great location in the con, and yeah, it's perfect. So it's part of why we want to grow. We want to grow to be able to own that room, because they'll give us that room, and all we have to do is fill the tables for all the time slots. That way we don't have other people coming in. But we did have a couple extras. Because basically it was a room with 4 tables, 4 large round tables, and everybody has their games that are 3, 4, 5 hour time slots. So throughout the weekend, we'd have that one-off table that wasn't being used, and the convention will have scheduled somebody else at that table. And it was cool having those extra people come in, but because we go in and set up and we own this is our room, this is the Argonauts' room, they were real hesitant, when they came in, like, am I in the right place? And it might have made them feel awkward.
Yeah.
Sitting in there, because we were all a team and a group, and it was our room, and they were sitting there. And so I made an effort to be extra friendly, friendly to them, and
Right.
make
Yeah.
them
We got
feel
no
welcome.
problem sharing.
Yeah, we had no problem sharing, but I was worried that they'd feel weird. Because they would, they did when they showed up. We literally have a big banner hanging outside the door,
Right.
where we pretty much, the room is ours, and he's like, yeah, I'm running my game in here. And but if we have enough people to fill all those tables, we won't have that issue.
Right.
I want it to be our room, and we get it year after year. People start to understand that that's where we are, So, but yeah, it went awesome. It went awesome. Walked a god awful amount. Told myself I was going to buy new shoes for Gen Con like I do every year, and I didn't. And and I regretted it. I could have at least broke some insoles or something.
Those make a big difference.
There was if you saw any news on it, we had a big tornado, flash flood tornado deal in the middle of Gen Con on Saturday that shut the whole damn convention down for a little bit. They had to evacuate everyone to the center of the hotel. It was funny. I was in the restroom in the hotel by our outside down the hall from our room, and I heard like the hotel, like, it sounded like the fire alarm, that thing going off. And I heard like a voice talking, but in that bathroom, it's loud and echoey. I couldn't understand it. And I was like, what the hell? And I get done, and I come out of the bathroom, and it's barren. I come out of the bathroom, and it's just absolutely barren, like the beginning of The Walking Dead.
Right.
And I'm like,
or 28 days
where
later.
the hell is everybody? Yeah, like 28 days later. I'm like, where the hell is everybody? And I walk down to our room, and the room's empty. And like a hotel worker or something comes walking by, and she's like, oh, sir, you can't be out here. You can't be out here. And I look out the windows, because the room we have is nothing but windows on three
sides.
3 walls of it are windows looking to the outside. It's like a thing that sticks out of the building. And I mean, it was raining, but it didn't look, I live in Indiana. It wasn't, it was raining hard, but that was it. And she's like, oh yeah, you guys have to, everybody's been evacuated to the center of the thing. And I look, and I'm like, it's not that bad. And she just kind of shrugs, because she lives in Indiana too, and walks off and leaves me. And so I go in the room and sit down, and just kind of sitting there like, damn, I can't believe, because we had games running at that time. And I get up and I go to the door. I look down the hall, and I see Mike and
Mike T.
and what is one of your guys' friends? The one that
Shout out to Sam, another guy who lives in Indiana with us. Sam, we got
Mike and Sam, and I don't think it was Stuart. There's another one, but they're like running down the hallway towards me, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? They come in, they all three get around their table, pick their table up, and just take off running down the hallway through the hotel with his table with the big plains terrain on it. And they take their table over to like the middle wall of the hotel, like in the middle, and just set it down. And then the rest of their team come out of some room, and they all sit in the hallway and finish their game there in the hallway. They're like, we're not going to quit. They're like, that's some dedication.
Yes,
they're sitting there,
that was cool.
In the middle of the tornado warning, playing their game. That was awesome. That was awesome.
I don't mean to backtrack, but how was your reveal?
Which one?
For your terrain.
Oh, when
I didn't even think about that. Did you use the box top?
Yeah. Now unfortunately in the first game, I had a have to go to the bathroom right freaking now and can't wait situation. So that was a 10-minute break. That was before that. And then I got back, and then a half hour later I call another break. But everybody had 10 minutes, not that long ago, so it didn't work out there. But my next 2 games, yeah, I did the first 2 scenes, and then on the last scene I called a 10-minute break, and while they were gone, I put my whole last board together. And then once I did that, I had the box that I carried everything in. doubled as the exterior walls and roof of a data center.
Toby John Bob, what's up?
Toby, what's up?
Thanks, Toby. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, when all those alarms were going off, when we were having the flash flooding, while he was in the building, me, my brother, and Liam were at Toby's Airbnb, getting flooded in. It was raining, like he said, really, really, really hard. Looking outside, the water was up, over the sidewalk level, running onto the sidewalk. The only way out of his Airbnb, you had to go through the back patio area, and that patio was under 8 or 9 inches of water. So if you wanted to go through, you had to climb around the side, and we were like monkeys grabbing on the stuff and swinging around to get to the exit of this thing. Oh man, I can't imagine what it even looked like. I wish we'd have recorded it. But that's where I was. I was at Toby's place when all that was going down.
See, this is why the majority of my footwear is all for work, which means they're all waterproof. Every one of them. I have one pair of tennis shoes.
That's what you
The
get.
rest are various types of work boots,
That's right.
and they're all waterproof.
But I do have a streak was broken this Gen Con. My last game that I ran, the people did not pick Deathcloak. There's a character that has been picked in every single one of my games. It's the character that he created. It's the superhero Deathcloak. He's an anti-hero. He's the Marine Corps created a super soldier and set him loose in the United States. And that was him. And that for some reason, that character gets played every single game at every single Gen Con that we've been coming to since 2018, except my last game at 2026 was the very first game nobody picked Deathcloak.
Now, did you do the same description of him?
Mm-hmm.
Like you do?
Yep.
Justin has pretty much all the descriptions of the different characters are pretty much down pat. That's what sells him, is the description.
Right.
So I think Teddy would probably agree if we said that was your fault. That nobody picked you. Right.
I know.
Toby said he had to take his shoes and socks off to pick up the pizza delivery.
Oh yeah, we decided to order a pizza in this huge storm because of course we didn't want to go out anywhere to get nothing. And hey, hats off to the pizza delivery guy in just Crocs and rolling his pant legs up and.
Well, he was just going for it.
Yeah, he was in a car, but.
That's more brave than.
Well, you got to make your money, man. You got to make your money.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw 10th and Sherman.
Trying to think.
I'm like, I saw a car get stolen. It died.
Oh yeah.
10th and Sherman. It was just stuck there on the bridge.
Yeah, my daughter drove through it. I guess whole road up here flooded real bad. That rain, it flooded out Indianapolis. My daughter drove her car way too deep water and caused electrical issues in her car. But thank God, after a couple of days, it dried out and it works fine. But I thought she'd ruined her vehicle driving through that crap. And I'm trying to think, like, what was the other than the tornado thing? Oh, and there was also, it was all over the news that during that it ended up raining in the dealer room.
Oh no, it wasn't the dealer room. It was the board game room.
Yeah, the board, the other half of the room of the dealer room, the big giant warehouse area where everybody's set up, playing board games and stuff, and the ceiling leak, which has been an issue there for a few years now. There have been other conventions that they've had that same issue with, where the ceiling leaks real bad when it rains. It's because it's flat top roof, and when it dumps, like when it flash floods, you end up with a foot of water on the roof, and it's gonna force its way through somewhere.
Right.
If those roof drains aren't working right, it forces its way through. But it rained on the board game room real bad, and I guess I saw something that said it did a lot of damage to somebody. And
Oh, yeah,
they were
whoever-
talking
oh,
about whether they were, the convention center was going to reimburse them or whatever. But I don't know.
If it did, I mean, I've seen clips of it. It was a huge. It was a hole in a pipe, actually.
Well, that
It
was
was
an
a-
older one. There's an older one that was a hole in a pipe, and maybe this it's like one of the roof
One of the
drain pipe,
drainage
roof
pipes,
drain
yeah.
pipe, maybe. But yeah, it rained in a good sized area, and I guess it rained in there for a lot longer than it rained outside because there was so much water
Yeah, so much
standing on the
water.
roof that
Yeah.
it just kept, even when it stopped raining, it just kept raining in there for a long time. But other than that crazy stuff, I'm trying to think of like what was the most exciting cool thing you saw while you're walking around at Gen Con? Well, I mean, like, I'm trying to think, and nothing like right off the top of my head sticks out. They have a giant space marine that I get a picture of my granddaughter in front of it every year. This year was, I think, was the 7th or 8th year in a row that I've gotten a picture of my granddaughter in front of this big space marine, which is it's going to be cool because one of these days I'm going to go back and gather them all together and have year after year her growing up in front of the space marine. But this year I noticed, and I haven't noticed it before, they also right around the corner from it, they have a giant Sister of Battle, which is like a giant female space marine. But Lucy liked the space marine better still, so we used that one. But the giant Sister of Battle was cool. We watched the cosplay. Gen Con every year on Saturday, they have a cosplay parade where literally hundreds of people in cosplay show up for this thing. So they have a huge cosplay contest also. But yeah, the cosplay parade was awesome. A lot of anime thing, and that's what sucks about, we're old, we're not into a lot of the more popular recent, newer stuff. So there's like, I don't know who a lot of the people were, but there were some cool ones.
Oh yeah, as far as anime goes, I've seen Akira.
I
I've
remember
seen Akira.
that was popular like in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably like one of the first major anime that came into the United States. Akira.
Actually,
I knew a lot of punk rock, like dirty punk rock people were into Akira. That's where I got exposed to it.
That anime movie was so talented.
I saw it a few times, but it was always at parties in the background. They'd have it on and stuff. I was always kind of blurry whenever I watched it.
I'm not gonna lie, that movie got weird.
Didn't it?
Fast.
Wasn't there like a tentacle?
That was him. That's what happened.
There's like a tentacle scene that was
him.
Yeah, I don't remember. We don't want to go into too much detail.
I do remember. That's what he became.
Yeah,
that was towards the end of the movie.
Well, yeah, I remember it got crazy towards the end of it. You were like, what the?
But it did get fired. What I do remember is that movie got weird very quickly.
That was the first thing that gave anime a. They're like, wait a minute, anime's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's where the tag that anime's weird came from, is because of that movie, because it got so weird so quickly.
Yeah.
I think it's like within the first 5 minutes, it was like, oh, okay, this is getting a lot.
Yeah. What else? I don't know. What did you see that was exciting?
I didn't do a whole lot of walking around. That's one of my I wouldn't call it regrets, but I wish I'd done more of walk around. Now, usually I see, hundreds of costumes. I didn't see that this year because I was mostly in our room.
In the room, yeah.
The whole time, or on the vendors hall, floor.
Shout out to the bar in the Marriott, the ground floor bar. That after my last game, what was it, Friday night? I think it was like 10. My game ended like 10 o'clock at night. I went down and got 2 rum and cokes, $38. It was like, good Lord. So I'll be bringing my own bottle next year, Marriott. What is that? Look,
Hey, don't. Well, but we're not disparaging them too much. While they may charge a lot for their stuff, they are very, very helpful. They were very helpful to us.
They were very. The Marriott. They were all very cool. Their prices in the bar are a little questionable.
That's upper management decision, not the staff.
Yeah, I know.
The staff was great.
Yeah, the staff was good. I tipped real well. I tipped well on it. I think I gave the guy $5, which, I mean, come on, man, $38 for 2 Roman Cokes.
Right.
I didn't even say anything, which is hard for me. It was hard for me to be like, dude, really? How do you sleep at night when you have to charge this much for a Roman Coke?
I almost guarantee that he probably didn't care that much.
No,
Because of the price.
Well, I mean, it's a nice hotel, and it's a very nice bar. That bar was cool as hell. And yeah, so they can get away with charging like that downtown. So,
Right. The problem because it's downtown.
yeah. Walked. They had the thing at the IRT. Did you see that?
We walked by it. I wanted to check it out more, but I don't know.
They had a big thing. We have it in downtown Indianapolis. It's called the IRT. It's the Indiana Repertory Theater. It's the playhouse downtown, and I guess like Dungeons and Dragons rented the whole play. It's like a 6-story. It's got like the big auditorium with the stage, but then there are 6 levels of seating. So there's 6 stories, but there's hallways outside of this thing.
Like where the Indiana ballroom used to be?
The ballroom, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
D&D rented that
Really?
and turned it into a live. It was like a live. What did it say it was? A live role playing experience. And I guess they had the whole place decked out like a palace or something. And you pay to go in, and you basically walked through it, and it was an interactive story, a live action interactive story.
Oh, kind of like in the vein of True Dungeon, but
Yeah, like a True Dungeon kind of thing, but it was a D&D themed or D&D style. But
That's fucking dope.
yeah, that looked really cool. I never even looked to see how much the tickets were. I bet they were expensive.
yeah, they probably were very expensive.
That would be that price. Just to cross it off the list.
But like, but as I said before, like Gen Con in Indianapolis, I mean, it literally takes over downtown Indianapolis. I mean, it fills every hotel, every space, every hotel, every conference room, every parking spot. The whole fucking thing's full
Yeah.
of nothing but gamers. If you're into tabletop role playing, if you're into gaming, it is the mecca of tabletop role playing games. And the fact that it's 10 minutes down the street from my house is just a
Wonderful.
absolute blessing.
It's the reason we've been able to go every year, or the reason I've been able to go every year since about 2000, or since it first came to Indy. I've been to every one of them except for maybe 1 or 2.
Hey, I missed a couple through COVID.
Well, we didn't miss any. We just one was canceled, and then the next year we skipped. We didn't run games for like 3 years from COVID.
Yeah.
One on the year that it got canceled, and then for the next 2 years after, kind of in the midst or the tail end of COVID.
Yeah.
And one of my reasons was the mandatory mask, which I'm for mandatory masks. Don't get me wrong. The masks are good, but one bad part about them is they muffle your voice, and it's hard on my throat. It's hard having to yell for 4 hours anyway, not much less having to yell even louder.
Well, and the other thing is like the mask covering your half of your face. When you're sitting at a table of people you don't know, you're sitting at the table with people you don't know, talking and role playing, and you can't see their face. So you can't see there's no way to read the table. There's no way to read somebody. Are they enjoying themselves? Are they annoyed with this?
Right.
It's just absolutely not conducive to role playing. And Yeah, that's mainly why we sat it out. We were gonna that had to have sucked for a lot of dungeon masters. And like you said, yelling through a mask for 4 hours straight, that sucks too.
Yeah, because I mean, just in the games that I played, I mean, don't get me wrong, the games were fun, but you know, it did the mask took away. Well, while they added to your safety, they took away from the enjoyment because you just have to yell or ask somebody to repeat themselves or like he said, you can't read people, you can't read
Facial
the table.
expressions.
Yeah, can't read facial expressions, which is part of role playing. It's acting at its basis level. It's acting.
It'd be like if you turned on your TV show and they're all wearing masks.
Right. Which is why during COVID, they did have some TV shows that were taking COVID restrictions, but they were all the clear shields in front of them, and I guarantee it was so you could see the actors' faces.
Yeah. But yeah, so those are the only ones, we've missed in quite a while. And it's crazy it's 3 years because it doesn't seem like it was that much. It doesn't seem like we had that big of a break.
Right.
And
see, at first I thought it was just 1 year, but then I got to thinking, no, it's 2 years. But then that stuff didn't add up. So when I went and looked at it, it was actually 3 years in a row that we missed.
I guess I'm gonna show these off. Every year, I'm real big into. I collect the badge holders that they have. This is the one from this year.
Ooh, actually,
from Gen Con, that it has like some potion models.
Let's do this one.
Where'd I put it? Yep, that's every year at Gen Con they give away these.
All right, hold on. We lost sound. Are we back now? I bet. Oh, when I switched to the other camera, I bet because we had to redo our sound. Hold on. Thank you for that, War Dog. Ooh. Next time we switch over, I will fix the sound.
Yeah. Every year they give out swag bags where you get a bag and it comes with like you get like a coupon book and a coupon book and the program for the Gen Con. But this is this year's swag bag they gave out. Dungeon Crawler Carl role playing game on one side, and then I don't know what this is, code names, and it's another game. But this is very interesting though, because I've seen
before this Gen Con I never heard of it, but I guess
that there's a very big niche audience for it. It started out as a book series, and from what I understand, it's hilarious. It's funny, for like role playing game, people who play like D&D, kind of funny, a lot of inside jokes.
I will say, why does that look like Mikey?
Does it look like Mikey? It kind of does. But I don't know much about it, but I know it was a very popular book series that people have been reading. And then just recently, it was bought by Seth MacFarlane. He bought the rights to it and is supposedly making either a TV series or a movie or something about it. A lot of people are excited about it.
Right.
And Seth MacFarlane bought it.
And of course, you know, something gets popular, you got to make a role-playing game for it.
Right.
So this
Of
is
course.
what- so yeah, that's the story of the swag bag this year. I was telling Lucy, our social media editor, that that I'm about annoyed with these because I have a mountain of these things. I never use them. I have them year after year after year, and it's like, ooh, it's cool, and it is really cool, it's cool. But I think what I'm going to do, I might cut them up and or figure out a way to hang them. You know, because almost every year, it's got one side of it's pretty
cool. Yeah, it is
a pretty cool picture. But I've got a mountain of these things floating around the garage in here, and they're not usable. I mean, I don't put things in bags. You guys see how I store my shit. So
All over
here in a little bit, you need to do a 180 with that camera, just so the world can see
Maybe we
behind the
should do
scenes.
that.
the behind the scenes.
Brace
I
yourself,
could
people.
I could still see that part of that
Yes, that one.
cosplay from a couple of years ago.
That way or this way?
You want to go clockwise?
Go that way.
Go clockwise.
Oh, go all the way.
Yeah, Will. That.
Oh shit! They have messed it all up. There we go.
Fire.
This is the other half of my room right now.
Just all over the place.
I mean, just absolutely packed.
See, I told you, you can still see the part of the cosplay from a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Not that one.
And everything is a complete just mess in here right now. But we're redesigning. We were using that as our backdrop over there, but now if you go to your right, there's all these bookshelves. My bookshelves. I just recently got the two bookshelves on the left and right. Justin got.
All right, hold it there. Look, Castle Grayskull, people. That gets pointed out a lot. Yes, this is Castle Grayskull.
That skull.
As you all remember, Castle Grayskull from the He-Man cartoon days.
Which is apparently, I don't know, I can't keep a damn secret about.
Yeah. But yeah.
That is Castle Grayskull repainted.
Some of those are masks. Those are props that I've made.
You know where I should put this?
Where?
Behind it, so it's bring that face right up to the
Oh,
edge
yeah.
so that.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sure this will go real smoothly.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what, Charlie? I have found swords on Amazon from like titular cartoons, and they're all replicas. They made a Sword of Omens,
Ooh. Oh yeah.
full length Sword of Omens, like it's fully extended, and the He-Man sword, not the cool one from the 80s movie.
Like
that one
from the
looked-
cartoon, the original
Yes.
from the cartoon.
Yeah, the one from the 80s was way better.
Ooh,
There we go.
that looks good actually. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. And I got my what is that? Nazgul, the helmet.
You made this.
Yeah.
You made this, right?
There's
yeah.
a photo of me with that on.
I made that. Yeah, there's a picture of Teddy wearing that helmet, and then that's another mask. That's when I was first learning how to use the phone stuff.
Yeah, man, this thing looks good.
And I've got quite a bit on these shelves, though. A lot of knickknacks that I've collected throughout my life. A lot of knickknacks from my mom that my mom owned that I grew up with. You got the Chucky head up there. Gotta have a Chucky head.
Honestly.
These are all my ICRPG books. Layer on them, but yeah, Douglas Adams, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. If you don't know about that, what is your problem?
Yeah. When we're done streaming, go to Amazon or wherever you go to for books. Douglas Adams, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Order it, have it shipped to you as fast as you can, and read it.
Yeah.
Read them. You'll be glad. You'll be thanking me for it.
And make sure you have a towel.
Yeah, you will never be without a towel ever in your life again. Got H.G. Wells, can't read one of the OG sci-fi guys. We got Lovecraft mythos, new and classic. Is this did Lovecraft do the stories in here?
No,
or is it-
no,
or is
those
this-
are from other authors. That's what I got that at Hoosier Con or
Yeah.
at
I might
Incon.
just.
I got
Star
it's an
Wars.
autographed copy of the lady who wrote one of the stories in it.
So
I
is
have,
But it's a beautiful book. That's why I got it.
I have no place for them. I might
Pull
just
that book
keep
out.
my Star Wars. I think I might just keep my Star Wars four books here.
hey, I have a question though. But considering it's H.P. Lovecraft is the one that made the Cthulhu mythos, is what everybody else publishes. Is that considered fan fiction?
Yeah, it's all fan fiction, but
Yes.
and then I believe the Lovecraft, the family or the ones who own it, they
Right.
will tap stuff to be canon.
Oh,
They'll
right.
say, okay, this is canon. Okay, this is so. If you write
What
a
the hell gives his grandniece the
Yeah. But
I forgot you had the My Little Pony.
yeah, I got this at Incon, and it's short stories by about a lot of Lovecraft mythos stories, and one of the authors in it autographed it for me. I can't remember her name. There she is. Happy reading. Helen E. Doris, I believe is her name. Yeah, here she is. Foxfire Future by Helen E. Doris. She's the one that I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I'll be reading that here in the next couple weeks.
No, you won't.
That would never happen, Charlie.
If I can find it on Amazon Audio where they read it to you. That's a good idea, War Dog. Frame those bags, frame them and hang them.
I mean, all you need to know is all you need to know is the approximate size of it,
Yeah.
and just go turn them into paintings.
Then back here is, I don't know if this is necessarily all of our RPG rule books, but it's a big chunk of them. I know
Yeah.
it's most of mine. It's superheroes, hero system superheroes from right here all the way down to right there. Can you see? Yeah. Down to right there, we have Mountains of Men. We got HP. We got Cthulhu, role playing games, Palladium. Palladium, bunch of Palladium.
My Monsters and Gods is missing.
Listen, all right. Hopefully, Charlie will be right back. But we got Pathfinder. One of our players, Liam, got into Pathfinder. Unfortunately, he leaves for college tomorrow, but that's always there for us to look at.
Oh,
One issue we had this year at Gen Con was that Charlie didn't sell out all of his games.
Yeah, I know. Don't rub it in.
And the reason, we believe the reason being is that he just runs an odd system. People haven't heard about or heard of. It's, people haven't heard of it. And even the guy, the creator, the publisher himself, he doesn't mess with that system anymore either. It's just,
So it's an old kind of it's an older niche system that not a lot of people know about, and I think that might have scared people off, or it wasn't even discoverable because you have to literally search for it to find it.
right.
I'm not real sure who was it? I talked to somebody through Gen Con, talked about it's just like YouTube or whatever, where there's a search thing to it, and you want keywords in your description.
Oh yeah, they have, in the search thing itself, you can search by gaming group, you can search by
Keyword.
or game system, and I bet that's probably one of the more popular ways to search is game system.
And so my stuff wouldn't come up at all if they do that, because they're not searching for that system.
Right.
But there are keywords I could have put like miniature combat. If I would have put that in there, it would have popped up for people who were looking for miniature combat games.
Right, but then unfortunately, it wouldn't be,
It's not really a miniature combat game, but it is
or
more.
it wouldn't be placed in the RPG room like ours is. I think that's
Right. Like miniature combat is a different
right.
style.
Well, we would probably have to. We would talk to. We would have to talk to Gen Con. They would probably allow it in this situation.
Because my game is it's more miniature combat, but it's on an RPG scale. You know, where you.
Yeah, it's not armies or anything like that, or tonnage or anything like that. You just run a character.
Yeah.
Can you have more than one tag?
Well, no. When you got to tell your game system.
And what style of game system it is. No, but
It's
but
not
there
like
are-
hashtags. It's not like hashtags like you're thinking of.
Well, I was gonna say you can just put miniature combat
in the
combat
description.
RPG.
I was told I should have
is.
put miniature combat in my description.
Oh, in your description.
So then when
Okay.
people search
Okay.
for keywords of miniature combat, it would come up. Is what they said.
See, I don't know that you can search it for keywords in a description like that. Here, let me bring it up. I'll show you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just saying you could probably, as a tagline, instead of just having miniature combat RPG, give me what it is.
Yeah, miniature
It's both.
combat RPG.
That's exactly what it's both. So either or, it'll, no matter what they're searching for, they're searching for miniature combat, it'll still pull it up.
Yeah.
It can have both of them as one tag.
Since we're showing off the books, I'm sure.
I would be bringing my books. I'm gonna grab my books off.
You're gonna have to sign the waiver.
I'm losing my books.
You're not allowed to say that. If you leave your shit at my house, you accept all responsibility. 'Cause I can't keep track of shit.
Like here, when it comes up like this, you can search for what type of game. In your case, yours is a role playing game, and that's that simple.
Mm-hmm.
And or you can search the game type, with yours index card role playing game, but you can't
That role play, that miniature combat is another one of those.
you would have to change it from role playing game to miniature combat. Now, from what you're just saying, see, I don't know that you can look up stuff.
Like if you just search miniature combat, see what happens. It even searches. I mean, it's the, but that's if I'm going to continue to run this system, I need to figure out a way to optimize it to be found when people search for it. But I mean, I do feel like also I am, because I did have players this year that were like, I saw this game last year, my friend played this game last year, and I had to come back and check you out this year. So I am kind of growing a following.
But yeah, there's two types of miniature combat. There's non-historical miniature, which is what Skrum would fall into, or historical miniatures like World War II stuff.
Yeah. Huh. Did that Dawn at Blackwell Keep? That's our guy, isn't it?
Yeah.
That showed up under miniature.
Yeah.
See? What did he? Maybe is that Mike? Maybe it was Mike who was telling me about that. Skirmish size combat with dozens of miniatures. He showed up under miniature combat. Yeah. I need to figure out how to optimize my game to be findable.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I was worried to death about my price, and I still don't know how much that had to do with me not selling out. Also, that
I accidentally charged $12 a ticket. Where
You wouldn't accidentally.
Well, Justin let me charge $12 a ticket, and and which I don't remember making that decision. I don't remember making that decision, but it was too late. It was too late to do anything about it once I realized it, and I don't know how much that had to do with not selling out also. But then, like always, when I get to Gen Con, everybody that plays my game and tells you this was well worth the $12. So I mean,
Right.
But
I think we think it's because of an unusual or a game system that not many people play.
not a lot of people do it.
Now the person that came to our group, we were wondering how much she charged, and she charged I think like $50 some for a D&D game, and she sells out.
Yeah.
So I think if you read the D&D rule book and call it homebrew, that if you use that rule system or whatever,
If I could put it under the 5th edition, I could probably charge a lot more.
yeah.
But that's the thing. I mean, it is cool to be able to charge and make money, but
Or I guess
remember-
more importantly, and then let me put it through this angle, what you would sell out instantly.
right. As much as I wanted, as much
Yeah.
as I was willing to run, it would sell out instantly. So
Yes.
5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, literally, it doesn't matter what you have, you sell out. Because that's the main D&D system, and that's what people want to play. And people are able to charge large amounts of money for
I kind
them. I liked the idea when Justin and I first started running this. We liked the idea of running a cheap game with cool terrain, so that people could have that experience. Now that we've been doing it for years, and it's taking more and more effort, more and more energy to put them together and to manage the whole thing, charging some extra to make some extra money, I think is doable.
Yeah.
Personally, I want to keep mine cheap. I want
Yeah,
to keep
we
it
will.
I want to keep it on the low end. I don't. I'm just not into charging a lot of money for it. I know how much that convention is. I know how much people pay to come in and stay in hotels for the weekend to go to it. Those people feel like a lot of them, if they're poor like I am, they feel like they're getting stung everywhere they turn around. You can't even get a rum and coke, and so if I can give them a fun, preferably the most fun game they've had in the weekend at the lowest price they've had to pay for everything, that makes me happy. That's what I want to do. But making a little scratch off the top of it, nothing wrong with that either.
Right.
So
and when it comes down to it, it's not even. I mean, it's not at $12 a ticket about where we are. We upcharge $6 per game. In the end, that's not a ton of money, but
No.
it's enough to buy the stuff that we make the terrain with, and
Yeah.
that's a big deal, especially now.
as far as not only the amount of time and energy that I have to put into it, but the materials also. That stuff kind of it racks up over the year. Creating different games, different scenarios and different stuff, and it definitely costs money. So if I can recoup some of that, I'm happy. This is another thing I wanted to show. Can you switch to that and fix the mic? You're gonna lose sound here for a second. He's got to adjust it. He's got to turn on the mic for this other camera.
Yeah, War Dog, if you would do me the favor of saying you need sound or it sounds good when I switch.
I can tell you. Switch. There we go. Okay. These, I apologize for my filthy table, but it's a bitch to keep this felt clean, especially when you're dealing with flocking and stuff. These are some I've collected at Gen Con over the last couple of years. I met a lady
who had a table in the dealer hall. She was an elementary school teacher who was into Cthulhu and loved Cthulhu, and she got a hold of the Cthulhu people, the family, and who owns the rights, and got permission from them to write Cthulhu children's books. And they're kind of done in the Dr. Seuss style. Let me bring this here. And I just had a good idea, Justin. What do you think? We're gonna do. I'm gonna do some videos. I'm gonna do videos of me reading these books, like for kids' bedtime story. But they're written kind of like Dr. Seuss, and if you're into Cthulhu, you know how dark it can get. The most merciful thing in the world, I believe, is humanity's failure to fully conceive of the cosmical horrors we've yet to reveal, and which up until now I have tried to conceal. You know, it's written like a Dr. Seuss book, but it is the story of the Call of Cthulhu. Dagon, which is one of the more famous stories, and it's about this man going insane. I'll show you the final. The final page of the book is him jumping out a window and, you know, going insane and jumping out of the top story window of his house and being dead. But Dagon, and then the newest one, she did the Mountains of Madness. I did not see her this year. I don't know why she's not back. I need to check her out. But if you want to check her out, RJ Ivankovic. She's a really cool lady, and she, like I said, she's an elementary school teacher. And I was hoping there would be a big series of these, but she only made, we've only got these 3 so far. I need to look up and see if she's came out with any more, because I only looked for her. I only ever remember it at Gen Con. But yeah, they're awesome. They are awesome books. I've read them to my grandkids, which I'm sure might explain some things.
You know what I wonder?
Yeah.
How would they respond to Quildor's works?
The thing read by a dwarf? Yeah. I don't know. It'd be hard to read that, to hold that voice for a whole book.
It's not that hard. It's really not. Because I can drop in and out of conversations or something.
That camera's not level.
What?
That camera's not level. See how the table
Whoa.
slopes?
Yeah.
Somebody moved the camera. It's a little upset.
Anything else?
Just a wee
That
bit.
jumps out. Gen Con related. Oh man, let's bring them out. I forgot. Where every year Gen Con comes out with a dice set, with a fancy dice set that they do. You know, with the logo on it and stuff. They're cool. I collect them. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 7 of them, and those are just the ones that I've kept track of. I've lost a couple, I'm sure. Oh, look at there.
What happened to the Cthulhu dice I bought you?
Right here. I lost the one, the 6-sided. I think it's in my box somewhere. These are some cool Cthulhu dice that Teddy bought me. They're cool. They have like cool, crazy, tentacly pattern on them, but some of them, the numbers are really hard to read. That's definitely something I'm getting in my old age, man. I'm having a hard time reading dice.
Right.
I noticed today. I have to like pick it up and look at it and like bring my glasses down and yeah.
Is there a Batman figure back there, Charlie?
Batman?
No, there's Where at, War Dog? Right there?
That's Wonder Woman.
That there is Wonder Woman.
DC Multiverse Wonder Woman. War Dogs at all. Teddy loves you.
I do. He's like a second father to me.
Yeah. I've known Teddy since he was probably, what, 12? When he first started, yeah.
Yeah, because that first one
I met Teddy through my nephew. Teddy was one of the hood rat guys my nephew ran around with. And now
I was the only one that never seen inside the prison. I went off with kids.
What nephew?
Tyler, Rosie's son.
And then I became friends with Mikey.
Yeah, and that's how we met Mikey. So, yeah, Teddy's been a friend of my son's friend for a long time. And then when my son, when he came to start playing with Justin and I, he brought Teddy with him, and I've been gaming with Teddy just about as long as you. Maybe a little longer.
I think it was a couple weeks longer.
Yeah, a couple weeks or a couple months longer than
that
before I finally hooked up with Justin.
That was the greatest 4-person dungeon with 2 people I've ever played.
We were determined. We were like a fungus.
Poor Mikey over here getting space now by flies, and I get some magical potions. Like
When we first decided to start playing, Michael, my son, and I started kind of created. I was watching the guy that was making the ICRPG game, and so I was kind of playing that, developing that with him along, while he was. And we created one, and I sat down, and we finally got to the point where I was like, okay, I think we can play this. And I sat down with me and Michael and Teddy and ran it. And they started off butt naked in a dungeon in a cage, and they had to fight their way out. And it was the most brutal. We had to restart the game like 4 or 5 times because they just kept dying and dying and dying, and we just kept going and going. It was hilarious. So they finally squeezed out, and once they squeezed out of that and got out into the dungeon trying to find their way out, that's when Justin was introduced.
Right.
And that's when Justin was and they are
Garth.
And that was what 12 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
And they are still playing those same characters except for Teddy. Teddy's guy died. Teddy got killed. Like killed to a point where you couldn't save him. Teddy's original character died, and that's it. But the rest of those guys, 12 years later, are still playing those characters. In the same world.
All that
Fighting the same big bad guy.
Right, yeah, Moloch.
Moloch.
All that's left of my original character is a finger, and we've made this canon.
They're carrying his finger around. They've got his finger.
Mikey's character carries around my finger on a fucking string around his neck.
Yeah.
So sometimes at random, it's just my voice talking in his head. And it's just my dwarven voice just talking mad crap inside his head.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll never forget when me and Mikey spent, what was it, like an hour trying to open up that stupid bedroll that had the key to the door.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like I think it's an ode to the weirdness of the search check. Or what was it you guys were having to run to open the bag? They had a bedroll, and the way the mechanics function, and this is very similar to the way it runs in 3.5. If you have say you find to make it simple, say you find a small chest that's this size that's locked.
It says a dex check, as if you're lockpicking.
Yeah. And they found a bedroll that was wrapped up and tied in a knot, and they had to do a dex check because they found it while they were in combat. And so they're in turn order, and somebody's like over in the corner trying to search this bedroll, but it's tied in a big crazy knot.
So they had to do a dexterity check to untie it. But they were rolling horribly, where they kept missing it, and they give it to somebody else, and they try, and they kept missing it, and kept missing it, and kept missing it, and kept missing it. Meanwhile, they're at a door with like a ton of bad guys coming at them, so they're fighting all these bad guys, and this door's locked, and they can't get the door open. But they have this bedroll, and they're desperate for anything, any kind of equipment, because they remember they're butt naked. Yeah, he said Teddy's your Kenny.
Yeah, he is. Pretty good description.
But so they're desperate for items, for equipment, and they know, I've been giving them magic items and stuff, and everything. They had this bedroll. They could not get it open. Could not get it open. Meanwhile, the pressure from the bad guys gets so bad that I think you ended up just chopping through the door.
No, we just broke it. We just rammed it until it broke.
Yeah, they just rammed into the door and shoulder checked it, multiple turns to break it down. They break the door down, get through, get to safety, and finally they're able to rest and take time, and they open up the bedroll, and it's a key to the door that they had kicked their way through.
We went through
awesome.
an hour worth of checks trying to open this stupid bedroll, and then we were just like, screw it, and just rammed the door. It took 3 turns to ram the door, and we broke it, and we escaped. And then Mikey was finally able to open the bedroll, and it was just the key, nothing else, just the key to the door, and he just bent it and threw it away.
That's just one of those examples of being a dungeon master, and it just didn't work out right that time. you never know how they're gonna roll. Be like, oh, I'll just put the key in this bedroll. They'll find it. I expected them, when they found the dead roll, to be like, oh, there's a key. We don't know what it's to. And then later they come across the locked door. But yeah, they never got it open and didn't get the key until after they kicked their way through the door.
That was the same round where Mikey killed a guard with paint. He just pulled the guard's leg through the cage door and just crocodile rolled until he died from passing out from just the excruciating amount of pain he was going through.
Another thing we had this year at conventions over the last so many years, these have gotten popular, these ribbons that people collect. And like, this is my granddaughter's been collecting them. They're basically ribbons that different game groups, different most of them are businesses, for games. But they say cool things on them, the Riverfall Company, the Vagabonds, the Woodland Alliance, Vikings for Hire, Mind Quest, Catan, No Wheat Means Defeat. Is that a Catan thing?
I think so.
I think it's a Catan thing. It says Call of Cthulhu Cultists. Yeah, we got one of the very last one we got. Yeah, the very last one we got. It was kind of funny. We were walking, and my granddaughter was handing out ours. We have our own. You can't see me go here. Lucy, our public relations expert, was handing out ours. Here, they say Team Argonaut, and we came across the girl, and Lucy gave her one, and she said, "Oh, my dad's giving them away at our booth," and gave us the booth number, and we were going that direction anyway, so we went by the booth. Oh, easy there.
Oh, wow, Justin.
Easy, Justin.
Easy, Justin.
There, that's the best picture of it I can get.
But they came up with this one. To don't be a dick, just saying. I like
Which
that
is
one.
great.
The one before it was my favorite.
They have a lot. There's a lot of they have pronouns and ally ones, but a lot of people are into collecting them. So this year we have our own Team Argonaut one that we were handing out. Lucy handed out, how many of them did you buy?
250.
Yeah, Lucy handed out 240 of them within the first 2 days. Like she was pumping them out there. It was awesome. We did those, and then Mike
Mike the Tooth.
Mike the Tooth made Team Argonaut stickers that we got a mountain of these things.
We literally have 1,000.
1,000 of them. Yeah.
And we have 950 left.
And we didn't realize until we got to Gen Con that you're not allowed to hand out stickers at Gen Con.
That's the official rule anyway, but in
People-
practice, we see people handing out stickers all over the place. So we did kind of hand out some stickers, but we still got a ton.
Yeah, we've got a
left.
ton of them. We're thinking about doing something, give them away, let you guys have them.
Merch link in bio.
The merch link can buy them. So what, 10 for $1? So people can go vandalize their own hometowns with them. But yeah. But that was awesome of Mike to having to make those for us. That was cool.
Yeah, that
Really
was a cool
cool.
surprise. Oh, he also got. Oh, does anybody have their hat? You have. I know I didn't.
I've
Bring
got mine in the house.
Yeah, he also bought. He got 8 baseball caps, trucker caps, that well, I wore during all of Gen Con. My grandkids got one. He loves it.
We got Team Argonaut.
Did you get one?
No, I did not get one.
No, I didn't get one.
Not one, Charlie. Not one. If that's the case, I'll switch caps right now.
But yeah, we got we had some merch this year. Like I said, baseball caps. We do. Oh, you can't see. I need to fix that camera on that. Oh, for some reason in this view on the little camera, I only see you and Charlie on there. I can't. There's my hand. Hi guys. But yeah, Charlie's got the official Team Argonaut baseball cap. Which, hold on, before you put it on, let me show the world.
Where you can sweat all over it.
There. Team Argonaut. Cool baseball cap. Old school mesh. With that. Got the old sweatband in there.
Bill used to be longer. I think I did that bill. Like, when it was all new and I was messing with it, but I didn't wear it very long. Switch them on.
Yeah, I'm not really a hat person, but I did wear that all through Gen Con.
That's how I always wear my hat.
Yeah, but if you gotta model it, Teddy. Model it. It looks like you need to make it bigger. Yeah. You got a big old head on you, Teddy.
There's a company that specializes in larger hats.
For larger heads.
Yeah, some
Do you like it? Yeah. Fits your normal pretty good. Good to go. Yeah. So that's awesome. If you will wear that, Teddy, you can have it.
Yeah, I'll wear it.
Did you got one?
Yeah, I've got one. Technically I've got 2. I've got my grandkids as well.
And messing it all up,
That's
man.
how I wear my
You
hat.
can't have it if you don't treat it like that. I don't know, man. Look at that. Look at that. It's like a Donald Duck mouth. Look at that. What did you do?
Because that's how I like
You
mine.
drink out of it too?
No, no, it's
I guess that is how you wear them. I've never really noticed that.
yeah.
Kind of weird. Yeah, it's me. Put it on that skull. Here, how about this? Did you even see this up there?
Not now. It's out of frame.
Oh, that's it. That's it. Too big.
If you trade places, put it on that armor thing.
I see all that down. I don't want to mess with that.
Take that down. That's in frame. There you go.
There we go.
I'll
Can you see it? Yeah.
I like They're like this.
Well, I got
See, mine's basic. Mine's not trucker head. It's a baseball cap, but it has the mesh instead.
yeah. I got a new hat from Gen Con. Got a 20-sided dice. Does Gen Con on the side. It's a nice little hat. I can wear it definitely.
It's so I can do this. You know, I don't. I'm not.
You like that thumb
Yeah,
spot?
yeah. So I can just quickly just put it on.
Oh yeah, that'll be 1999. It's gonna work on set.
I'm an integral member.
Shane Nash, what's up, man?
People watch
Thanks
us
for coming through.
because of the mom.
Teddy's our star draw. But okay, we had big plans for Gen Con this year to run a tournament. I don't know if we've even talked about it on stream much.
I think we've maybe mentioned it a little bit briefly.
Oh, the tournament of Earth.
Yeah, the Tournament of That the game we've invented. We originally were slated to run it at Gen Con, but we kind of swung for the fences and didn't quite get it. We planned a 160 person tournament, which was going to be 32 teams of 5 playing each other. And Gen Con just didn't want to do it because it's going to be 16. It's going to be we need 16 tables, and and so on and so forth. We needed a lot of space for it, and because we're still kind of a smallish company, and on top of the fact that it's a game that we invented, it's not a known tried and true game.
We probably would have had the same problem with that I had with my game as far as selling tickets.
Yeah.
People aren't going to buy tickets to a system they've never heard of from a from a group that they've never heard of. That they weren't going to that we probably would have had a hard time selling tickets to them.
Yeah, and in a way we did kind of know that, and the idea that we had or that I had to alleviate that was create a prize.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the prize was going to be a copy of a game that we didn't create the game, but we would make the board and so on and so forth that it's played on, and that game is the Game of the Royal Game of which is the oldest board game in existence where the rules are all known to it. One of our members, Mike the Tooth, is a blacksmith, and he was thinking at the time that he would be able to, who had access to bronze as well, he could create a bronze playing board to play off of. But through some unfortunate circumstances, his forge got accidentally destroyed in a move, and on top of putting details through a forge is harder than he originally anticipated, and his second forge wasn't quite as good as his first forge, so we had problems there. So we wouldn't be able to make the game out of bronze anyway. But the idea was to have this game that we manufactured ourselves out of bronze and various other things as a prize. We were hoping that would lure people. But that wasn't enough for Gen Con. So here we are now with this game. We're going to try to, I don't know, see what we can do with it. I don't know if we'll go after it full speed ahead, but it is a game that we invented. It's a miniatures combat game. And if you're unsure what that is, it's kind of like maybe BattleTech or Warhammer, or if you're not familiar with those, it's kind of like a video game. One person has this figure, one person has this figure, and they will battle it out. Each figure has a chance to hit. He has a defense. He has hit points and all that. And whenever somebody reduces the other guy's hit points to 0, they die. And we wanted this game to be unlike Warhammer and BattleTech, because those are very, very rules-heavy games.
Yeah.
We wanted to play a game that we could teach an 8-year-old how to play, to get younger generations into a game that they can play, and it is a fun game. It's a neat game, and it's easy to learn. And we've just got to play test it. We've got to get data on it so that we can eventually run a 160-person tournament. So do we have any of the characters for that? Do you know where the character
The
sheets?
character sheets, yep. I just saw there are Vinny's there.
In the meantime, oh, I don't forget what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. Back to 5e. As much as I love playing 5e, I am not a big fan of some game masters who are so rule heavy that you can't do anything. It kind of, you're confined to being able only to work
Right,
inside the rules.
right. Now, my experience at Gen Con is they're willing to bend the rules or streamline the rules to make it easier. They're not so they don't cling to the rules quite so hard because it slows down gameplay and bog you down.
The other group I'm in, my GM is like that. He
Okay, I
doesn't
like it.
streamline. He's the only thing streamline he does is the rule of cool, which is fine, but it makes it harder for homebrew
Right.
because you're so hardcore focused on the rules. Depending on how players' characters are built, it kind of limits their ability to do anything.
Right.
Like my character, for instance, his weapon can change forms at will. But because he's so rules heavy, if I change its form to something that has a chain on it, instead of being,
Well, I mean, it's all a balance of like a lot of people play the games for the rules. But they like the limitations and how you have to work around your limitations to try to be a usable character, or whatever. Where I'm like on the opposite end of it. I don't really want limitations. I mean there are you definitely have limitations, but there's always room. Yeah, we're gonna let this happen. They call it the rule of cool. Yeah, that isn't the way the rules would want it to happen, but that's cool. So we're gonna do that.
Right.
And
right.
being able to bend those rules, for the fun of the game, and that's why I play what I play. Because if somebody wants to be a rules lawyer, there is no rules to go to. It doesn't say that in the rules anywhere. And
Do you know where the clipboards went? I have a feeling.
I have the clipboards. They're all blank right there.
Oh, they're all blank.
Yeah.
I thought, oh man, I thought I put.
And that paperwork is here somewhere. I just have to find it. It's probably in that stack. You're talking about the slips, right?
Yeah, the half sheets, the character sheets.
Yeah. I guarantee you they're in that stack. And it's going to be. Make sure.
And the other,
Is there paper in the printer?
Nope. But look right here on top.
Oh,
There we go.
I've also found that he tried to do a big army battle using the rules from 5e, and it did not go well.
Yeah.
And I tried.
Well, and that's the thing. If you get with those rule systems, if you get in the right situation, it'll bog you down where you can't do shit. It'll take hours to do anything. It can really bog you down if you want to stick to it.
Yeah, that's one of his problems. I even tried to help afterwards, after we played that big argument battle, trying to like, you might have to let go of some of these rules to streamline something like that a little bit more.
Yeah.
and all he did is get upset.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, that'll happen.
well, shoot. I don't know what to tell you. But I'm not the only one in our group that kind of feels that way. Because I'm a big believer in the rule. I'm also a big believer in it makes sense to be able to do.
Yeah.
So long as it makes sense with it in the rules.
Yeah.
I'll let it happen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got a question for you. If we can do this on the fly. All right, you see the small camera right there? Or you see it there? See the small
see it,
camera
yeah.
right here? It's only on you and Teddy.
Oh wow.
What shift or whatever do I hit?
Oh, okay, go to your cam.
Cam 2, I'm on it.
Yeah. Cool. And now hit shift or control, maybe? It's either shift or control while you move it.
I gotta use that. I can't.
All right, no. Nope.
Argonaut, folks, technical difficulties.
That's weird. Why is it on?
See, I can only.
Track hold.
Oh, there we go.
There he is.
Oh,
Let's make it bigger. Like a little make everything bigger. We're doing some
No, that's not it.
redecorating here now. Real quick. Make it bigger. And now do the old. Do it on the corner. Oh, that take that edge to the right. Well, you're bent over. Here, look back straight at the camera.
oh, okay. So yeah, that.
You're good. That's it. Sorry, we're having to readjust some of this stuff to make it work here.
Make it work. We only have it working for 3 people. Now we need to make it work for. Or yeah, we only had it working for 2 people. Now we got to make it work for 3 again.
It's 5 people teams. This is the character sheet for the game of Bird.
Yeah, this is the character sheet. Yeah, and I can show you how to play. This game is very easy to learn. Just recently copyrighted it, and like this here, the defender. That's the guy's. Oh, that's his class. There are 6 classes available. With room to expand. But the player name, any code you want to give him, team, and it's called the game of but that's not. That's old. That should be more.
We're changing it. The name has been changed to Skrum.
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 Yes.
Skrum.
But yeah, so from here on out, we will be calling this game Skrum. But it's like I said, it's easy to learn. This is the character's movements. This is how many squares on a map that he can move, 1 in squares. Next is the armor type. The armor type, that is the number that your opponent needs to roll to hit you. So to hit the defender, the opponent has to roll 15 or above on a d20. The combat is your combat bonus. This is the number that you add to the die roll to get your end number to see if you hit an opponent. So, for example, if this defender wants to hit another defender with the same armor class, he rolls his d20. He rolls a 10. he adds the 3 to it, which ends up being 13, but which means he misses. So to hit himself, he would have to roll at least a 12 plus this 3 here from his combat, and that would be 15. So he would have to roll a 12 or above to hit himself on any of the combat. Each character has 3 different things that they can do. Everybody has a main attack. It is, in most cases, it is either melee or it's ranged, and in one case with the trickster, it can be both. But the melee attack is, as I explained earlier, it's a d20 plus your combat number, and then if you hit, the damage that this defender would roll would be a d8 plus his combat bonus. So if he hits an opponent, rolls a 4, he rolled 4 plus this combat bonus of 3, he would do 7 points of damage to whoever he hits. And speaking of that, these are the hit points up here. We made room for 3 levels. What? We all laughing about?
I just put a poll on our chat. We
Oh.
do polls.
Oh. Will there be any OSHA violations today? We hope not, folks. We want a safe week. We want to put up the one. There's been 1 week without an incident.
That's because we weren't doing anything.
Hey,
Don't jinx us.
Yeah, take what we can get.
Yeah. At any moment, Charlie could put out his eye with this freaking pencil.
It's already actually almost set my pants on fire.
Yeah. Or set his pants on fire. All right, but anyway, everybody has a main attack. Oh yeah, this is their hit points. Everybody, I believe, starts out with 30 hit points. And once they've done, and whenever they take, let's say they take 4 damage, you mark out or color in, or whatever the circle's in. That's how much damage you've taken. And when you've filled in all the circles, you're dead.
But Baharat the Brat asks, where can I find info about this game? Honestly, at this point, here, right now, is the only information you're ever going to find.
He is incorrect.
Okay, I'm lying. I'm
if you go to teamargonaut.net, which is either, let me see if I can do it weatherman style. Yeah, right here, teamargonaut.net, or farther, over here, I'm getting it. Right here is this QR code. If you go there, at the very top of the page that it'll take you to, I think it says information or rules on the Tournament of Ur. It hasn't been changed yet, but if you go there, you can find out all the rules are written out, and every single character sheet is available there. If you want to go check it out, feel free to. We definitely want you to.
Oh, look, there's already been some response to the poll.
Oh yeah.
Apparently it's yes.
Or either yes, it's going to happen, or it's already happened.
Nobody's picked no.
Nobody's picked no.
All right.
Yeah, well, that sounds about right.
All right. As I said, everybody has a main attack, and it is, and I just explained it. Next, everybody has a secondary ability. In more people than not, it's another type of attack. But in the defender's case, it's a protection. Adjacent allies gain +2 to their defense while they're adjacent to him. So, where's the defender in this scenario? We will say this is the defender right here. If he is fighting, let's say this skirmisher, which is another type. Or no. This skirmisher is his ally. The skirmisher's armor is usually 12, I think. But whenever he is next to the defender in an adjacent square.
Yeah, it's basically the 1-inch square directly next to him.
Yeah.
Is that adjacent?
Yes.
So yeah. So as long as you're in an adjacent square, if you're on the same team, you will get +2 to your defense. I mean, for people who know how most 20-sided die systems work. It's pretty much in that same vein. Like I think that's a standard, a D&D ability like clerics have or something.
Yeah.
Do the same thing.
I think paladins
Or
actually.
paladins.
Yeah, something similar. But that is a secondary ability. And every character also has a third type of ability called their special ability. Their special ability they can do once per battle. They can only do it once in a battle. In the defenders example, it is as a reaction, as it cut in half all damage from one source you take or taken by an adjacent ally. So if somebody hits him with a giant attack or him, he can blow his, he can use his special ability once to use a shield stance, which means he throws his shield up, which means he only takes half damage, or the person adjacent to him only takes half damage from an attack. He can do that once a battle, but it helps. It helps out. And that is essentially how you play the game of Skrum. Now, as I said, if you go to,
and we have how many different? We have 10 different.
There are 6 different characters. There are 6 different classes. Let's see if I can name. Okay, I have them all right here. There is the Defender, which is, as his name suggests, specializes in defense. There is also, we won't do him next. There's also the Brute, based a lot off of a barbarian character. He does big damage. He also has, his secondary ability is 2 points of damage reduction. He can reduce it by 2. And then once per battle, after a successful hit, he can choose to deal an extra D10 of damage to the same target. He can basically roll double damage on that person once per battle. Next, we have the Archer. And as his name implies, he uses a bow and arrow. He is very deadly with it. He's very accurate. He's got a range of 10 squares with his attacks. His secondary ability is a double shot. He can attack a second time per turn, but the second attack, he won't be adding his combat bonus to the damage. He'll just be doing the straight die roll, but it's still a lot of damage. That guy can deal out a bunch. His special ability is Sure Shot. He can ignore all cover. So if somebody's being pesky and hiding behind a wall, once a battle, he can ignore that wall. Then when he hits, he rolls his damage twice, and he keeps the highest result. So once per battle, he can ignore cover and do basically a lot, almost guaranteed a lot of damage.
I always imagine Sure Shot being that cinematic shot, that slow motion. Where you can almost see the arrow just losing. Yeah. And finding that kink in cover.
Yeah.
All right. The next is the Skirmisher. This guy, sort of based off a ranger, I guess. He uses dual weapons. He fights with 2 weapons. He can also move. His thing is his movement. He has the most movement out of everybody. Everybody else has movements of 6. He has movements of 8. His secondary ability is he can attack a second time per turn, much like the Archer. And like the Archer, he doesn't get his combat bonus damage to the second hit. His special ability is what's called a Flash Step. It's a teleport. He can ignore all cover. He doesn't have to go around anything. He can just go straight there. It's got a movement, or he can teleport 6 squares through walls, through whatever, to get to that point. That is the Skirmisher. That's the Skirmisher. Next, we have the Mystic. The Mystic is the magic user. He has his main ability is his magic bolt, or magical bolt, lightning bolt or whatever. His secondary ability is his magic missile attack. It's an auto hit. You don't have to roll to hit with it at all, but it only does a D4 of damage. But like I said, it hits 100% of the time. It has a range of 6. And his special ability is a fireball. He can do a 3x3 burst in a battle. It does 1d6. It's called penetrating damage. And what penetrating means is it goes through the brute's damage reduction. But it does a d6 of damage in a 3x3 area. You can do it once per battle. And last but not least is the Trickster. The Trickster is sort of a rogue type character, but his deal is his versatility. His main attack is either melee or ranged. He has daggers, which he can either stab with you or throw at you. His secondary ability is he has a floating +2 bonus that he can either stick into his attack or his defense or his movement or the range, the range that he can throw his knives. It's normally 6, but he can bump it up to 8 if he wants with his secondary ability. His special ability is he has a grenade. Once per battle, it's much like the magic user's fireball. A 3x3 area. He hits a 3x3 area and does a d6 of penetrating damage in it. But those are all of the characters there that you have to choose from. The game has room for all kinds of different more characters or whatnot. I'm sure we can make some more if we wanted. But that is just a good basic. Good group of choices. You got plenty of fighters, which is the main point of this game. Plus, you got ranged people as well. Mage, you got a trickster, which can do a little bit of both. We originally had a priest or cleric in there, but we were worried about running into a time limit because all games at Gen Con have a time limit. So, and we didn't want having a priest in there healing people would really drag that time limit out. But for just any other, you just wanting to play the game recreationally, we should probably make a priest to throw in there that could heal people, which would help out a lot. But those are the types of characters that we have. We've also as I said, we didn't use these at Gen Con like we originally wanted to. Like we wanted to push it at Gen Con a little bit, but it didn't work. I didn't really have a lot of extra time to set up another game in some other room and or have our game in the way in our room. So if somebody else needed to run, and we didn't know it at the time. We didn't want to have to, tear everything down really quick.
And that's how, like with me, let me show this. Like with me, between going to Gen Con, running my games, and then trying to spin. So I think the whole Gen Con, I went into the dealer room and walked around for like a couple hours once, which is nowhere near enough time to see everything or do anything for the most part.
Right.
But to run something like this at Gen Con, it has to be scheduled. It's going to have to be scheduled, versus just trying to play test it off on the side, unless you have some, people who are willing to do that have the time.
See, and one thing we didn't explore, I think, which we should have, is there is a new game room, which I've played in before. I played Cards Against Humanity. I played years and years ago in that new game room. Yeah, before it came out. There was also another. I forget the name of the game that it was. I played it. It was a game set in outer space. It was a board game that I played. And then I think last year or year before, Dan Perry and we played a punk rocker RPG game.
Uh,
That I thought was pretty cool. It had, you know, different abilities for the punk rockers could be,
yeah.
and it was kind of neat. But yeah, there is a new game hall or a new game room that you schedule to play games that you created.
Yeah.
Which is what, if we want to do this next year, that's kind of where we need to start.
That's what we're gonna have to do. Yeah.
Starting there.
Trying to get a good view of the board here. Like, there's the board. 1 inch.
That's as far up as that goes. Oh, no.
Well, I got the other legs. I wouldn't know if I wanted to go all that crazy on it. I can. There we go. But yeah, there's the game board. And the idea, which I don't even know if we're 100%, the original idea was.
Wait, hold on. Before we go anywhere else,
Uh,
I painted one of these boards.
yeah, Justin painted one of these boards. Did we do that on stream?
I did.
No,
No.
I think it was the weekend we didn't stream when we were
All right.
like, okay, we need to get shit done.
I can do crafting now.
Yeah. I did one of them and Justin did the other. I don't remember which one was which. So that's, that's good. That's good. And I walked Justin through it step by step, how we did it. He did it along with me. And
I would definitely like to see the completed product with your soldiers.
with my
What?
soldiers.
The soldiers painted.
Speak up.
Yeah. I would definitely like to see those.
Oh, you talking about for your campaign?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
okay.
Because I only saw them when they weren't fully, they were still being painted, still wet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, say, I mean, they're not too much different, but yeah, I do have them. I think they're surely over there
Yeah.
in the chaotic mess.
But Josh, talk about the got these damn Argonaut stickers all over everything.
Not yet.
Oh, man, now we can.
But the original idea on this, was that you have both teams, and you have 5 people on each team. So you could play it with one person on either side controlling all 5 of the characters, or you could have 2 or 3 people. You split them up however you want with as many people. I mean, it's literally 2 to 10 people can play the game.
Yeah.
And our original concept, Justin, you might correct me, I don't know if we have this fleshed out or not, was beginning of the game, each person gets barricades, so many barricades that they can place, right?
Yeah. In the
tournament.
Yeah, in the battles type games, yeah, you can place terrain.
Like, so one of the variants is that, you say, okay, you're going to start out with a major blocker on this side, and that's just the board, the starting board. And then each team gets 3 3-inch blockers that they will take turns, roll 20-sided to see who goes first. This person, they decide to put a blocker here. The other team, they decide to put a blocker here. This team, they decide to put another blocker here. This team decides to put one of theirs back here. So you basically build your own battlefield turn by turn. So you could set up defenses. You have an archer.
You're not. Yeah.
Yeah, you have a place for your archer to shoot. To cover a lane. Is what I like about it. What I want to do with it. What I like about it is it's not just miniature. I mean, it's included in miniature combat is strategy. Having strategy that it would evolve to the point that you'd have teams that are like, this is the formation we want our blockers to be in. Because we do this and this and this, and it creates a bottleneck, and you know what I mean? So
Oh, yeah.
So you want to encourage that strategy. So I like the idea of them having blockers they can place. Size wise on what blockers, I think that's still open. Right now I just have these 3-inch pieces and these pieces. I'm gonna make specific blockers for this game, for this board. These are just my dungeon walls for my scatter grain stuff that I use to make dungeons with. But I like the idea of the blockers. I really do.
All right, I only have one thing to say about these.
Yeah,
Why-
speak up so everybody.
Why do they look like the cops from The Fifth Element?
Do they?
Yeah, they kind of do, don't they? Hey, well, they came from Charlie from this Patreon thing. Those are Charlie made those on his 3D printer.
Yeah, I 3D printed these.
before it became
Yeah,
obsolete.
they look exactly
These
like
are
the
the foot soldiers from Justin's
Yes,
What was-
cybernetically enhanced
Yeah.
people from. They were my the main villain in my game was called the Warlord.
There.
And that's him right here. And I was talking about him earlier. One thing people loved about him is you can blow pieces off of him.
You blow his leg off.
Yeah, and people just love that.
That as they shot him, he fell apart and their pieces fell on the ground.
Yep.
Did anybody try to do anything goofy with the pieces?
No.
But yeah, that's the big bad guy, and these were the foot soldiers. These were just some like mech, futuristic warrior guys off of a Patreon that I got and that I was part of, and I 3D printed a bunch of them, which is funny because these were in my box of shame. Remember, I had a bunch of these in my box of shame. I'd had them for years and never gotten around to painting them or nothing. And just we were building Justin's game, and he was like, I need these. I need some, like, Justin needed some guys, and I was like, oh, look at these, and we had like enough of them.
We had 4, and they have the same basic look to them.
So the box of shame came in handy there.
Yes, it did. Very much so.
They do. All they do is if you put the words police on somewhere on there, they are the cops from The Fifth Element. Aliens spread out.
Yeah, but Skrum looks good though. I like the way Skrum looks. You can even do like, just idea wise. You do this, we can do this, run it for a bit, let it catch on. Then we can do a futuristic one where instead of fantasy, or you could do like a modern day, like a military one, or a futuristic, lasers and, you know what I mean?
Really all you need to do is just change the things on this. A girl at work
Change the flavor, basically. Yeah.
was talking when I was explaining to her, she misunderstood me, but it gave me an idea. She thought, if somebody brings their own miniature along, they could play that miniature, and have that name. Let's say they've painted one in one of the hundreds of miniature painting classes that they have, and they can use that miniature in the game. Just give them, ask them, what they are.
Yeah, they
melee
still have to
person?
decide one of those, but they can use their own mini.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And instead of trickster, it would be, whatever they would call that person.
Yeah.
And if it was a sci-fi person, that archer would be shooting, laser guns,
Right.
laser rifle instead of a.
You could probably do that and get away with it.
But it's basically a 5-on-5 miniature dungeon battle. Because honestly, you have, imagine, this is your player group, 5 people, and they're fighting, the big bad guy with his 4 guys, his 4 guys defending him. I mean, this is the standard a session, 2 sessions before fighting the big bad guy, in a dungeon. You're going through the dungeon and going through the dungeon and you come across a gang of higher level bad guys,
Right.
you know. Instead of having to play the whole campaign to get that fight, right here you get that fight.
Right. Now the play testing we've done, there's two games that we have played. One of them is of course a straight up combat, and then we've also been play testing a little bit a capture the flag scenario.
Yeah.
And in the capture the flag scenario, I if I remember right, the players don't really get to choose
Yeah, I think
where the terrain is.
Yeah, we had a preset map.
Yeah, they kind of made. It had what 3 paths?
Yeah, you had 3 paths, which is I honestly I did this off of the way paintball fields are designed this way, and more more recently I've noticed that the Call of Duty uses the same theory with their maps. That you have your 2 starting points on either end, and then you have, no matter what the configuration is, you have 3 pathways. You have a center path, a left path, and a right path.
Right.
And they can connect to each other here and there and whatnot, but it's that configuration of 3 pathways. Because and this is what I know from when I played I played amateur semi-pro paintball, where I owned a paintball field. I played with a lot of high-level paintball teams. It's the same way that you would design the airball fields, and it's because, and those coincidentally are 5-man teams also. With the number of people, you can put people up like ranged, because like paintball is all ranged weapons. You can put a man here, and he can cover this, what we call a lane. That there is no way for someone to get, even if you have cover here. If there's cover here, and you want to keep people from getting here, to be able to shoot this way, you put this guy here, he covers, it's called a lane. You find those lanes that go all the way down, so you're stopping, say, I know I'm getting a little weird here, but there's a bunker there. This guy can cover this lane. He's going to stop this guy from coming this way because he can shoot him. And he's also going to stop this guy from coming this way. So by shooting that lane, you're denying this part of the field to the other team. It's that type of strategy, like lane covering strategy. But with turn-based, it's a little weird because you'd have to have like attack of opportunities or whatever.
Yeah,
so that when this guy
have some suppression fire rule in there, because that's what you explained, right? So that he's just constantly shooting.
He's just
creating
shoots that
a wall of bullets.
and
essentially.
they do that in the military also. When you're controlling a lane, you control that lane.
Yeah, it's suppression fire.
Yeah,
fire.
or denial. I think is what they call it.
What's it called, Teddy?
Denial fire or denial of access. They have a name for it. When you fire a lane to make sure nobody moves this direction, nobody can.
It's suppressive fire.
Yeah, suppressive fire. But But that's the kind of strategy stuff that goes through my head when I see this kind of stuff.
Right.
It's part of firing and maneuver.
Yeah. So I mean it's something to think about, when you go for map design. But that's using cover and all that. But I like the idea of being able to design, like when I owned that paintball field, man, I'd sit down just with a piece with grid paper and a pencil, and design fields, with the different, because you had long lay down bunkers, you had big tall center, big tall bunkers, and all these different shapes of bunkers, and just designing cool fields that played well. But yeah, that's Scrum, and that's what we're working on. We are play testing it at
Hoosier Con.
in
It
2
is
weeks.
no, it's Labor Day weekend. It is, I think, the 4th, 5th, and 6th of September.
Yeah.
Friday being the 4th at Hoosier Con. It's another one. It's in Indianapolis. This one's on the east side of town. We're on the southwest side, so it'll be a little bit of a travel to and from there. Really, the hardest part about it would be that there's a ton of road construction between us and that.
Yeah.
That'll slow us down. But hopefully, it should be. We'll get through it. We'll figure it out.
Are we selling tickets?
They don't sell tickets.
How do you do it?
You
just set it up.
there's tickets, but they're zero. They don't cost anything. You just sign up to play.
Oh, okay, but it is like we are scheduled.
Yes.
We'll know whether people are playing or not.
Yes, we are
Okay.
scheduled to play a tournament on Friday and a tournament on Saturday.
When do we is there like a website where you buy the tickets?
Yeah. Hoosier Con.
Can you look on there? Have we sold any tickets?
Let me look.
We don't know if we've sold any tickets yet, but
You know what?
it's still how long? When's Labor Day?
4th, 5th, and 6th. Or Labor Day is the 7th of September.
I tell you what, I would never forget my first Hoosier Con.
Oh no,
I don't know what.
concert. Pam and I are going to that concert. I want to say it's the 6th. It might be the 3rd. Right now, I might be screwed for that like Saturday night. Let me see here. Sunday, September 6th.
Oh, okay. See, we don't have anything scheduled for that.
So,
Are you going to see the Who?
yep, I'm going to see Rob Zombie, Marilyn Manson, and the Who.
The Who was it?
The band, you know,
Yeah, the Mongolian.
not WHO, H.
I know.
The
yeah.
Mongolian throat singers. Man, that's the only reason I'm excited about it. I've heard Rob Zombie puts on a good show.
Yeah, I've seen.
Marilyn Manson just creeps me the fuck out at this point, and I'm not a easily creeped out person. That dude is creepy as fuck at this point.
Fine.
I'm not really excited about Marilyn Manson.
I went.
I'm mainly excited about the Who. I want to see the Who.
Yeah, I'd like to see them too. And I've actually seen all of them but the Who. Marilyn Manson was my stepdaughter, was my daughter's favorite band when she was a teenager in her goth phase. So I went and took her to a Marilyn Manson concert at the Old National Center. It's the Murat, and it was better than I thought it was going to be, but it's still. The guy just kept spitting on the audience, and that just rubbed me the wrong way, dude. If he
kept
just spit
spitting
on
on
me,
the audience?
yeah, he kept spitting on the audience.
Yeah,
And
right.
and I was thinking, man, if he spits on me, I'm going up there. I'm going to get kicked out of this concert. But he interacted with the crowd a lot more than I thought he would. It was all right.
and
I've also seen
I
White
guess-
Zombie. I've seen White Zombie a couple times. He does put on a good show.
Yeah. I
Matter of
bet.
fact, I saw him the first time at the Murat, and it was really good. The second time I saw him was at it's called Deer Creek. That's what I always call it.
It's a big Ruoff music.
Ruoff Music Center now.
It's a big.
But it's
place
the
here.
only concert I've ever gone to out there where he at about the middle of his show he said, "Everybody out on the lawn. There's places to sit under, in the what's it?
under the
Under the
canopy.
roof, yeah, under the canopy on the roof. Come on up, fill these seats up here." And everybody just went up there, and so I started the count, started out on the lawn, and then ended up being able to watch the whole thing from the stage or from the whatever you call
Up
that area that's
close.
under the roof. Yeah, up close. It was pretty cool. Now, but back to
I could see spitting on the crowd once or twice here and there, on accident, maybe. But if you're just intentionally spitting at the crowd your whole show, yeah, you probably need to punch it in the throat. I wouldn't handle that very well. See, I mean, like walking down the street, that's an assault charge. If I go walk down the street and I spit on somebody, you're arrested for assault.
really.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not allowed to spit on people. We live in a society, man. Oh, this guy rocks, though.
What the heck? We're not on
We're
our games.
out there. Well, we're not on the schedule for Hoosier Con, so everything's going according to usual.
Sabaton.
It's probably the same people doing InCon. We had that same problem at InCon. We showed up and they hadn't advertised us. We weren't even on the list of people providing games.
And I might just do it next month. I might buy tickets to the Sabaton concert in Cincinnati in November.
Who?
Sabaton.
Sabaton? The death metal?
No. They do a lot of mostly military themed ballads.
Oh,
But
wow.
they're coolish. But they're so awesome.
Mhm.
Like my sister's got seen them, and they put on an amazing show.
Uh,
You know how some people say that
They can't hear you when you talk that direction.
you know how some people say that heavy metal is unchristian-like.
Uh-huh.
Not Sabaton.
Not Sabaton.
They made songs about it. They made songs about the 189 Swiss guards who died defending the Pope during the Crusades
Damn.
when Rome got sacked
Mhm.
by Crusader mercenaries.
It's on Sabaton?
They're a Swedish metal band.
Huh.
They did a song about the Bismarck.
Mhm.
They did one about Audie Murphy.
Oh, yeah.
Their music is amazing.
You got anything else, Justin?
I'm looking on here. They do have our game. Submission has been approved and can no longer be edited. Send change request to the convention organizer. But that's only Friday's game. It's not really mentioning our Saturday game.
I think he's going to sleep. Oh, my phone ready to die. Is that charger still full? She took it, didn't she? She take the block?
No.
Yeah. No, you have the wrong end. Give me the other end.
Difference?
Yep.
He has an iPhone.
But that's Skrum. And probably what we'll do is next week. What do you think about the blockers, like size wise? Because next week I'll make the blockers for you. And basically I'm going to go through and show. I'll make, you know, I mean, it's simple stuff, but I'm going to show how to make these walls and how to make the sci-fi version of walls, you know, for like spaceships
Right.
or data centers or, you know, like a, you know, a sci-fi thing. It's actually very easy. You can make these out of styrofoam. That all this is that it's that blue styrofoam, and I glued a cardboard box. You can see what that is. That's part of a A&W root beer 12-pack box. I think that's what some of all this stuff. There you go. You know, put glued cardboard to the bottom of them and put some bricks in it. But I'm going to go through and show. I'm going to walk through and show how to make that, so I can cut that down, turn it into a short, and that and the sci-fi walls. And I'll be doing that next week. I'll be doing it solo without Justin, because Justin won't be here next week. Hopefully Teddy will join me. So I'm sure it'll be a complete clusterfuck. So please plan on joining me for that. It'll just be a couple hours of quick crafting. You can be here?
A couple hours of quick crafting.
Yeah. Might get a bomb.
Nothing about his crafting is quick. He spends the first half hour sitting there staring.
You gotta touch it. You gotta become familiar with the materials.
Oh, it's a whole thing. It goes by quicker if
You drink.
when you drink. It
Oh.
goes by a bit faster. Mostly because you don't have that inner voice in your telling you, I don't want to do this. I don't feel like doing this.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited. I'm excited to just do some basic, you know, some basic work. And I've got a bunch of these, but I want some more. And sidewise, because right now I have a bunch of 6-inch walls and 3-inch walls, where I would like to have 4s. I want 4s.
And maybe some 2s.
Yeah, 4s and 2s. You're right. 2 is just so small. It's like a square block, but for this, you're right.
Now, I mean, but are we going to use? Now, is this going to be the board that the capture the flag scenario happens on?
I assume so. You're going to want to use the same board for everything.
And I thought the last board was our big board. That was going to be the better one. Remember, circle shaped? Because the last one is
Oh.
1-on-1 or 1 versus
Yeah.
6 versus 6.
The battle royal
Yeah.
kind of thing. Because originally the way the tournament was supposed to run, it was 1 board, then 2 boards, and then the round one, right?
I think that we switched. Now, are these squares or are these? Is this a square board?
Yes. Or no,
See
no,
what we
no,
used
it's
originally.
not. No, it's not. 3, 6, 9, 12. 3, 6, 9, 12, 14. 12 by 14.
All right, because if I remember right, the first battle we ended up how we landed at the end of it was the first battle was on a board this size, and then we switched 90 degrees. The second board was more longer for the capture the flag scenario.
Mhm.
And so we could have, and yeah, we can use, I mean, this type of board, and we're going to have to make, we got 12 people. It's going to be teams of 3-person teams. Each person is going to control 2 characters.
Ooh, so you made 6 people.
Yeah, it'll be 6 characters. So that's 3. Yeah, so that's 12 is the max that I could get on there.
Mm-hmm.
So 12 person. So it's 4 teams of 3. So that is 2 battles going on. So I guess we're only taking 2 tables, but we're going to need 2 sets of this board. We need 2 sets of this board. Go for the first battle. Now the second battle is just going to be down. It's going to be two 3-man teams against each other for the capture the flag. So that's just going to be one game.
Yeah.
And then the last game is going to be 3-on-3, or it's a 3 people battle royale.
Yeah.
I guess it's going to be 3 teams of 2 people, everybody against everybody, or those 2, each 2-person team against 2 other 2-person teams. I don't know. We might want to think about that.
What was the description you put in for the game? And basically, you were saying everything's been accepted except we're not on any of the.
Well, I don't see my Saturday game at all. The description is help playtest Team Argonaut's exciting new miniatures combat game. Easy to learn, easy to play with endless strategic possibilities. Join a 16-player tournament. Damn it, that needs to be 12.
No.
All right. The first one is 3 versus 3. Round 2 is capture the flag. Final round, free for all. Only one champion will emerge. Click the below link to view the game rules. And here's the game link they can go to. It takes them to the Team Argonaut website.
I missed that. Warlock said he had to go.
Yeah, we're only at like 2 viewers. Actually, it's 12. Oh hell, man! I screwed this event. I don't understand how. I thought I did it right at the time.
What's wrong? You messed everything up?
Yeah, pretty much.
Good job.
Okay, but they've got it right. It's nice. All right,
They fixed it?
they've got it right. Yeah, my description's wrong, but how they've got it divided out is good.
Max tickets 12.
Yes.
What time is the games?
$1400, 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. Starts at 2. Final round starts at 7, goes to 9.
I just realized something. What? There's only 3 people watching. I'm watching. You're watching.
And Toby's watching, but he's not watching. He's got it on his phone.
But that doesn't mean somebody else isn't going to watch it.
Yeah,
later.
watch it later. Right.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So we're not forgetting about you. Just because we're not live.
That's because we're not live. That's we don't care.
Right.
We do.
Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button.
Do yourself a favor. Hit that like and subscribe. You never know. You may just enjoy company.
Yeah. So it was a good weekend. We did that. We did the Gen Con weekend. Last weekend pretty much took off, which I still didn't get to rest.
Do you ever rest?
I know.
Why?
I know,
Why are you
I
so
know.
surprised?
I know.
I did.
I
I got a good rest. I got enough rest for both of us.
On my I do more shit on my days off than I do on my days on. So it's not even really fair to call
What's a
it.
day off?
Yeah. I don't stop. I don't stop. I'm
I
getting
don't,
old. I don't have much time left.
I've never even had a real vacation.
Gotta take advantage of all of it. Take advantage of every minute.
You know, the last time I went on vacation was
Yeah, I don't do vacations.
I went out of state and made money.
Yeah. You
I
gotta
went
go-
on
you
a
gotta go see it.
workcation.
Yeah, you got to go see another place. I did that.
Yeah, while I was working.
Trying to think.
More hours than I normally work.
We went up and spent the night at the Indiana Dunes a couple of years ago. That was about it.
No, I take that back. Last time I went on an actual vacation, I went to Redneck Rave,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and I was drunk the entire 3 or 4 days I was there.
I could sit around and mess with this kind of stuff forever. Well, making 2s and 4s, I think will be nice. Might get real excited and make a tea,
Right.
you know. Now, you want these done as bushes, as walls? I can do make them walls and block them, like make them dark walls, like the same color pick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Instead of
You know, you-
dungeon walls on
Yeah.
a grass setting, yeah, yeah, it would be cool.
So we'll try to match them like color code wise. I'm gonna have to have these for every board too for the tournament. So how many walls do we need? What do we want them to have?
A 2, a 3, a 4, and a 6.
No,
One of each?
Yeah.
are these dual-sided?
No,
No.
they could be. No, they're not. It might be green. Green.
What we could do is you got to make this board, you got to make another matching board, and then for the final thing, they all flip them all over on the bottom.
Have it all be one big board.
Yeah.
Two, yeah. Two like a desert thing. That's what I would say. You could do it like a big old desert thing, like there. It ruins. Yeah.
Or do you do like, if you have people who do them like this? You know, to make it so they have to take the most amount of time, or you know,
Now on the capture the flag scenario, they're not going to have the choice of where we're going.
you do something like that, where the only way, you know, or where you can cut them off, so they have to come in here and come all the way down here to get into their side. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. If you give them blockers that they can use themselves, they're gonna come up with some crazy shit.
Right.
Shame you can't bring that. You can't take that big old arena that you made.
You place your archer or your trickster, whoever can throw bombs right there, or you know, right here. You know, for anybody, because they're going to have to stop in there somewhere unless they start right here and can make it around that corner. If they stop in here, they're going to get pounded by the guy who can throw grenades or shoot arrows.
Right.
They're going to create bottlenecks.
Only way to get through that is the defender leading.
Yeah, have a defender leading. That'd be crazy. If they both do that, like on the center, where you like the center is just you know, like a path, you know, a single path you have to fight your way through, or it's all just gonna be a single all fucking bam, bam, bam.
I'm not sure how I don't like that.
You did make them do that. You do let them allow them to do that. That would be the perfect time to be like, okay, the defender has had 20 hits on his shield. He can't carry it no more.
Yeah.
It's so heavy now that
It's full of arrows. But yeah. So Gen Con's over, and now we have the Labor Day crunch. It's nowhere near as big and nasty as the Gen Con crunch was.
Right.
The Labor Day crunch won't be bad. It won't be bad. Most of it's just figuring out this end of it. How exactly it's going to go. I'll craft 2s and 4s next week, and I'll do a bunch of them so that no matter what we decide on the blockers and how they work, we'll have stuff to work with.
Right.
I've got probably the next week will be, I've got these, which are unpainted versions of these boards. I've got a mountain of them for whatever side. This was when we were for the 160 person tournament. So I've got a mountain of them. I can finish those up. I just need to. I think I need to texture some of them, but most of it's just go through, split the things open wide, good, and paint them. So all I've got left on that's just to paint them, which that paint job is really quick. So what we got all the boards we need. I'm gonna make blockers. Still might be on a crunch for minis.
Ooh, yeah.
For appropriate minis.
Right.
So yeah. It would be, I mean, if we get farther down the line on this, ideally what we do is find a 3D printer, somebody with a resin 3D printer, and basically go through the different Patreons or whatever and find the individual minis that we want and send them all to one of those printer guys to 3D print us, 5 copies of each. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that wouldn't be hard to do.
the PDF files for those for the originals.
Originals, what?
The original guys you had 3D printed.
No. These are all bought miniatures.
These.
No, I bought those. Those were what I bought for Viking Death Squad
Okay.
last year. I just bought them all. I bought them off of I bought them off of Etsy. I found it was like a Viking set. I bought them off of Etsy, and I think it had like 6 or 8 miniatures. And then I commissioned a guy out of that gaming store on Fountain Square. What's it called?
Elf Moon or something like that.
Elf and Moon. I got on their Discord, and found somebody on their Discord to paint them for me at the low pricing. I don't want my wife to know how much I spent on that. So
I think it's about time we start getting ready to close up. Burning up.
yeah, I think we're and that's about it. 67% already happened. I know.
I was one to put down already happened.
Yeah, go ahead and close that poll. Show you how you do it. Click on it, bring it up. It says then poll. Poll. Then it puts the poll in chat, shows it. There are only 3 votes, 67%.
I mean, kind of did when you messed up the camera twice.
Oh, but here, plus you can do a Q&A and do polls. Start a poll, type in your question. You can add, you can write over these if it's not a yes or no question. You know what I mean? Right. You can erase those and write over, or you can add options to add your own top. Stop. But yeah, those are fun. But yeah, so yeah, look for me next Sunday at 2:00. It's going to be different because I'm going to be doing it on my computer. So it won't be the same starting screen and whatnot, but it'll be the same channel. So, so yeah, look for me next week at 2:00, and then the week after, Justin will be back with us.
Yep, be back with us, with you guys to see 2 weeks from today. It'd be the 30th. Yep, that's panic mode. We will be in panic mode for HoosierCon, which will be the next week.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah,
HoosierCon. Then
and,
after HoosierCon, we're good for a minute, right?
Yeah, for in conjunction next year.
What about Origins? When's Origins?
We decided
not to mess with Origins.
Yeah, I couldn't afford it.
Yeah. I probably can't afford it either. I would have made it happen somehow though. You were going.
Right.
But yeah. So final little push for this HoosierCon, which I'm hoping I'm having high hopes for HoosierCon because InCon was such a disappointment.
It wasn't that bad of a disappointment. We did all right there.
I know, but it just wasn't the con I remember. You know,
right? Yeah.
Those small local cons, I expect some kind of excitement. There was very little excitement there.
Right.
Just wasn't much of a crowd. But everything I'm seeing is saying HoosierCon's coming up. The HoosierCon is a good con. And
Right.
it's placed. It might still be a little too close to Gen Con. They could push it out, but Labor Day weekend, that's a good spot because you're going to get the people like us who are like, man, InCon was great. I want to go do it again. You know, so you know, it's for the people that you know are still have that rush from Gen Con and want to go
Game some more.
Go get that con experience because there's just something about those conventions that just can get you worked up, man. They're exciting.
They're fun. They're super fun.
You know, they bankrupt you. You'll spend your mortgage. They're a blast.
Yeah, I remember. I went in with like $300. I came out with nothing.
Hungry.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm broke and hungry because I ain't paying $12 for a hot dog. But yeah, those of you, so there's still 4 of you in here. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for hanging out. It helps us a lot. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button.
And until next time, have a great game.
Have a great
Have a great game.